doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy. Tonight is your answer.
You're seen all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an outpouring of joy, of hope, renewed faith in tomorrow. Bring a better day.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
You have to really recognize I'm doing something this country has never really been done before. It's a question of inculcation, reorientation, and education. Never before in this country, ever since the inception of the Republic, have you had a woman seriously running for the presidency. I'm not talking about someone nominating someone at the convention. It's a mere gesture of symbolism and tokenism. I'm talking about someone that has been going out in the highways and byways for the past 7.5 months.
I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people.
With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. When we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Behind us, we can look back and see the great expanse of American achievement. And before us, we can see even greater, grander frontiers of possibility. We should, all of us, be filled with gratitude and humility for our present progress and prosperity. We should be filled with awe and joy at what lies over the horizon. And we should be filled with absolute determination to make the most of it.
Let us remember that a fight means no person left behind. So when people want to stop talking about the issues that black women face, when people want to stop talking about the issues that trans women or immigrant women face, we got to ask them, why does that make you so uncomfortable? This is the time we're going to address poverty. This is the time we're going to address Flint. This is the time we're going to talk about Baltimore and the Bronx and wildfires and Puerto Rico. Because this is not just about identity. This is about justice. And this is about the America that we are going to bring into this world. Thank you all very, very much.
My dear friends, your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union. Too many people struggled, suffered, and died to make it possible for every American to exercise their right to vote.
Do you want to wipe out all the bans and state-imposed prohibitions on abortion?
Yes, the position of the caucus is one against government intervention in the reproductive freedom of the individual citizen. That affects men as well as women. It means birth control as well as abortion. It also means the enforced sterilization laws, which exist in many states in this country. It's clear from the opinions in other industrialized countries and also from the opinions here, that is not the wish of the average citizen, male and female, is not to have government intervention in that most private area of personal freedom.
Your indifference costs these men and women their most valuable commodity, time.
This should be flipped. This hearing should be flipped. They responded in 5 seconds. They did their jobs. Courage, grace, tenacity, humility. 18 years later, do yours.
It is our fundamental belief in the power of hope that has allowed us to rise above the voices of doubt and division, of anger and fear that we have faced in our own lives and in the life of this country. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe, just maybe, they too will be inspired to rise to their best possible selves.
Folks, and they brought us whole binders full of women.
Goat's milk latte drinking!
There you go again.
If the senator were not too much of a coward to debate in public, then that's what I'd ask him. Please clap.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built, butch body.
A what now?
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House! Ah!
Issues with Russia as Putin rears his head and comes into the airspace of the United States of America.
Where am I planning to see this?
That's a banana republic without the banana.
Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
When they go low, we kick.
I believe these words came from the Pokemon movie.
Who am I? Why am I here?
Are you a racist?
There's no video of President Trump sucking a ding-dong.
Turn off. This is my city. When I say off, I mean off.
He's a jackass.
How we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
Everyone that knows me, they know one thing. I hate rats.
I do not like broccoli.
I don't snort cocaine, like it's not my thing.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I grew up castrating hogs.
4 glorious years, I guess.
Well, meal, you told me. All right, let's not do it. I don't want to get milled. I just want to say hi, Bert. Yeah, good.
We're not going to vote to confirm a ham sandwich.
Ooh, don't do it.
I like beer. Still like beer.
20-foot impressive seahorse. He's ready.
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
The reason that she knows why we're going to win.
Rent. It's too damn hot.
We're going to say icon again.
Icon.
UConn. Girlfriend, you were so on.
People always say I have the ability to turn people on.
Sashay down there and vote for this amendment are officially weird.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Oh, I'm a little small. Happy Labor Day. It's Labor Day. I hope you all had a great day. enjoyed either family or fun or had some friends. I went to CrossFit. CrossFit, we had a really big Labor Day workout. It was 40 minutes long, and that's why my hair is wet. I just showered. But happy Labor Day, and I'm so excited. We're going to watch Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I think this is their first rally together since everything has happened. So it's super exciting. So really grateful to be here with all of you. There's 900 people. 900 people. Let's get a shout out to all of you here on Labor Day to watch this amazing event. Thank you for joining me. I think I did figure out our audio issues from yesterday, and we're gonna have, this is gonna be the live stream that has no technical issues. Knock on wood. You heard it here first. So let's do. I got some work for y'all. We gotta get some blue hearts in the chat. Let's spam the chat with some blue hearts because we got to get the energy up. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are about to rally together. I've got a countdown here. It looks like 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes until they rally. Really excited about that. And also, something you can do to help the live stream is if you haven't liked the live stream, hit the thumbs up wherever it is. There should be a thumbs up here, and that helps boost it. It helps boost it into the chat. So that'll help a lot. If you can do those two things, that'll mean a lot. So thank you. How did you all spend your Labor Day? I'm really interested to know. Yes, it's Pittsburgh, PA. Hey, Mary. Good to see you. Beth is in the house from Missouri. We got a Michigander here. Blue hearts, love to see them. Look at those blue hearts go. Hell yes. Hell yes. Relaxing. The facts are here. It was relaxing. White noise slept. Relaxing. Good. That is what Labor Day is for. Kamala Harris said it best. Let me find Kamala Harris on unions because she said it best. Quiet day at home. Mary spent a quiet day at home. That's what you should do. Kick back and relax in Ohio. That's what I'm talking about. This is our day. If you are a working person, this is our day. And I'm going to show you this clip. Kamala said in her last rally, she is going across the country, y'all. So let's just see what she had to say about working people.
Benefited from that work. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member.
You better thank them.
5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
That's right.
Because what we know is when union wages go up, everybody's wages go up. When union workplaces are safer, every workplace is safer.
Every workplace is safer.
When unions are strong, America is strong.
Yo, she's crushing. I didn't watch this yet.
We know what we're talking about.
Wow, that was great. Wait, someone said in the chat, now y'all could hear that, right? Because I think I fixed my audio issues. It looks like no one's complaining about the audio. So someone in the chat said Youngkin got booed. I want to see that. It's not a long clip, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it. What is that for? Buena Vista, Virginia. Audio is good. Okay, good. Buena Vista, Virginia is the kind of place that hasn't always had strong Democratic presence in election season, but at Labor's Day today, it was different. Watch as Glenn Youngkin stumping for Trump got booed and drowned out with chants of "We're not going back." Wow. Thank you, Felix, for the $20 DKK. I don't know where that is, but thank you so much for doing that. All right, so let's watch this one.
For years, insurance companies have discriminated against you because
Oops. Okay. All right. Wasn't the best clip. Let's see this one.
Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine. Okay. They loved him.
Comment is, I think all of you should move over here, and all of you should move over there.
We're not going back.
Because
we're not going back.
You all are sitting on the wrong sides.
All right. My voiceover is not audible, so I'm going to put this down, and we will see if that fixes it.
This is right.
So that should be better. Wow, he got owned. Okay, I do have some clips I'd like to go through. I haven't watched these really. Would you all want to? I hate to. Johnny says, "Love you, Keith. Thank you for the live streams. Thank you all for being here." Oh, 949. I think that's like a 958. I think that's like a. That's a. What's the word? It's a record. Thank you all for being here. All right, so I do have some Trump clips to watch. Would you want to watch? I know we want to be hyped up, but maybe we should take our vegetables real fast, and we could go through these clips. If not, we can go through maybe some of the Kamala clips. It really depends what you want to do. Kamala, Trump clips. I'll have to find the Kamala clips. I actually have about 5 Trump clips ready that I watched a little bit, could do some analysis on. White Noise gifted 10 memberships. Jeez Louise, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. All right. So also, do you like this? That took forever to figure out. I have a very professional live stream. Okay, we're gonna watch some of these clips. Okay. Oh. Delete that. Okay. So Trump says that we're gonna watch it. It's about Putin.
Than me, but we were having a problem. You had Adam Shifty Schiff and all these bad people, including Hillary and others, coming up with this Russia hoax. And I told Putin, I said, it's a shame because we could have done a lot of business, the countries together, but with this whole fake thing that's going on, and he understood that. I said, it's a fake deal. He actually said to me, he said, it's tough to make a deal now. I said, you're right, it's tough. They created a fake narrative, this Russia hoax. It was a hoax. And we could have had a much different relationship with Russia.
What? Is that not... First off, yes, I agree. Very low energy. Is that not an insane thing to admit? That one, he was talking to Putin, and 2, that he feels like there was a lot of money they could have made together? Last I checked, we are not friendly with Russia for good reason, because they're a dictatorship. It's just like a window into his mind. That is an insane thing to say. Wow. I'm glad it's tough to make a deal now. All right, this is about Ukraine. So let's watch it, and then I'll give you some analysis on the back end. But just to front load it, everything he says here is a lie, obviously. But
they also announced they're very low on ammunition. When I came in, they announced we had no ammunition. And I said, number one, who's the stupid person saying that? You could tell me.
So, for instance, we have tons of ammunition. We actually have. We're not at war. We have too much ammunition. So
tell a couple of people, but who's the person that wants to say The United States has no, we're giving it to all of our people all over the world, in particular Ukraine. We're giving them massive, billions of dollars of stuff. And I rebuilt our military, all in 4 years. I have great people. I had great people doing this. And I restocked our ammunition. We had so much ammunition, it was coming out the gills, as they say. We had missiles, now we don't have ammunition. How would you like to be President Xi sitting there saying America has no ammunition? We're so vulnerable.
We have so much ammunition. We have so much ammunition that what we do with Ukraine, it's actually brilliant. So there's this whole misinformation thing where we give Ukraine billions and billions and billions of dollars, and that's just not true. The best metaphor I've come up with is that we give Ukraine a gift card that says, this is a $5 billion gift card. It's not money, it's a gift card. You can use this gift card to buy our old weapons and ammunition that we're not using. So then it frees up space so that we can make better stuff that we can use. Not that we're in any sort of war, but it's like a great, and then that puts more Americans into work. So that is how the whole Ukraine ammunition thing actually works. It's not about giving them and then us lacking. It's that we have so much that it's just a good deal for everyone, that we get this stuff off of us, and then we also then employ American workers to build more weapons and to give us a more modern arsenal. So that's how that works. So now you know. Gift cards. Gift cards. Stacy B, thank you for becoming a restocking program. Exactly, Benny. Stacy B, thank you so much for becoming a member. Let's all get a shout out to Stacy in the chat. Memberships are such a great way to help support the channel. Thank you so much. Okay, here he is. Oh, this is the one that went really viral. You might have seen this. So this is, oh, happy birthday, Catherine. This is saying he has every right to interfere with an election.
Whoever heard you get indicted for interfering with a presidential election where you have every right to do it? You get indicted and your poll numbers go up. When people get indicted, your poll numbers go down.
So this has 7 million views, as it should. It is a crazy thing to admit that he is allowed to interfere. Yes, exactly. Midas Touch very smartly here said, this is what you call a confession. Other people said, you think President Biden has the right to interfere with upcoming election? Do you want VP Harris to do what you try to do to fight Mike Pence to do? Are you really this dumb? Also interfering with elections is illegal. Joyce Allen, she's very smart. One of the smartest political minds on television, says there's no right to interfere with a presidential election. This is the banality of evil right here. Trump asserting he can override the will of the voters to claim victory in an election he lost, and he will do it again. We must vote. I mean, yes, this is so the takeaway from this clip is this is a man who will not change. He did not learn his lesson. He will not even learn his lesson if he goes to jail for this, which he should. I am a big proponent in Trump going to jail. Happy Labor Day, send Trump to jail. But he will not learn this lesson from this. So if he gets into power, he obviously has the mindset that he thinks that he has the right to do anything and everything he wants. That means overturning the will of the people. That would mean doing business deals that benefit him and hurt other countries, taking bribes, all of it. So we, like Joyce Allen says, Joyce White Vance says, we have to do everything we can to make sure that we vote against him in overwhelming numbers. Overwhelming numbers. Thank you so much for the $5. Happy Labor Day, 21st century suffragettes and suffragents. Oh, I like that, suffragents. Is that new? I've never heard that before. Patrick, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Now, something I've been thinking about, and thank you to all 900 of you on here. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up button below me, that would be awesome too. Now, something I'm thinking about a lot is that, I don't know about you, but Donald Trump has been, you know, I might not look it, but I am going to be 40 in less than 6 months. Terrifying. I'm going to be 40 in less than 6 months. I'm not liking that. And to everyone who's on the chat, waiting for this live stream with VP Harris, we're just waiting. We're waiting for it to start. So we are just kind of chatting in the meantime. Sean's, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so much, Sean's. Okay, so I saw this today, and these are Labor Day polls, and I'm showing this to strike some fear into your heart. Because Clinton was at 3.7% at this time. Biden was at 7.5%. Harris is 3.3%. Now, first off, I brought up my age because this man has been running for president for 10 years of my life. I would like my 10 years back. I'd like my 10 years back. I am sick of this man. I've only been adult. What? You're turning adult at 18? Let's just say 20. I've been an adult for 20 years. Half of my adult life, this man has been running for president. I would like my time back, please. But anyway, so Biden was polling at 7.5% at this time. And as you all know, he won with 81,000 votes across 3 states. 81,000 votes across 3 states made the difference between a second Trump presidency and Joe Biden becoming president. So if there is a similar polling error, then it could be right now that we are losing. As you know, as we all know, Hillary Clinton was always in the lead and she still lost. So we have to vote in overwhelming numbers, okay? If you're on this live stream, and if you're in a swing state, this is doubly true for you. Make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure your friends and family who are Democratic leaning are registered to vote. Make sure that when you go voting, you bring 3 people with you. You should make a goal of getting at least 1 person to vote who would otherwise not vote. Okay? If each and every one of you did that, it could make the difference. It can make the difference. Yes, your conscience says write postcards. Write postcards, that's great too. But I think expanding your circle and getting people into the electoral process who might not otherwise vote is a net win for us. We've got to get people into the process who might not normally vote. That is how we will win. So that is you're tasked with finding a friend or family member who's like, I don't really vote. Explain to them why this is so important to you. Explain to them why this is so important to you. Because people don't want to be told what to do. But people will listen to you if you tell them how you're feeling and why something matters. All right, let's go back to Trump being crazy.
I had to make a decision. Do I want to do this? Do I want to put the wife?
Wait, hold on. I'm just reading this chat. Can we just get a shout out? Let's get a wave of applause for Carol, who says she got 4 new voters. 4 new voters. Carol, you are a patriot. That is what American patriotism looks like. That makes me emotional. That's making me emotional. 4 new voters. If each and every one of you did that, we would guarantee a Kamala Harris win in November. So thank you, Carol. Thank you so much for your patriotism. Thank you so much for your service to the country. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. Yes, Liz Wren said to volunteer. But yes, Carol, thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. Okay,
President of the United States and Secretary of State, by the way. Do I want to put her in prison? And I'm trying to unify a country that really was broken badly. If you look at, what was going on with Obama when I took this over, this country was had tremendous hatred, anxiety, a lot of hatred. And
Hold on. Now, okay, the chat is blowing up with some positivity, so we got to focus on that. Okay. Music Mangled, we'll call him or her MM, says that they got 4 who voted for Trump to vote for Biden and now Kamala. 4. That's what I'm talking about. MM, Carol. MM and Carol are superstars. Let them be your example. It is not hard. You can make the difference in this election. We're about to see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris speak, and they can only do so much. Joe Biden gave us the opportunity. Kamala Harris has the ball, and she is running with it. But we have to take it to the finish line. And it is people like that who are going to help ensure that, one, we destroy this awful man for once and for all. Get him out of our political system. And 2, we make sure that we finally make history. And we elect the first female president, the first black president, the first South Asian president of the United States. I want that future. Do you want that future? Because MM and Carol are doing the work to make it happen. And I guarantee you, each and every one of you on this chat could do something similar. It doesn't have to be 4, it could be 1. It doesn't have to be 1. It could just be that you show up to vote and you remind your family that they got to register. There's so much you can do to make sure in your own community that you get people out to vote. It's so important. Okay. Yeah, my mom says you're doing sports metaphors. I know I don't really know sports, but I feel like there are sports where you take the ball and you run. Is that not wrong? Like, I know that's not baseball. I think that's football, right? All right. We're still waiting on Kamala and Joe. I think they're probably catching up. They're chatting about how the campaign's going. I'm sure they don't see each other that often. But I would like to let's do our roll call in the chat. I want to know where everyone is from. I'm going to try to list them off in real time. Let's see where everyone is from, what state you're from. I'll start it off. I'm from Washington, D.C., by way of New York, by way of Michigan. Where is everyone watching from? Alabama in the house, baby. Let's go. Chicago in the house. We got Maryland, Seattle, Michigan, Idaho, Iowa, Houston, Massachusetts, Virginia, Minnesota, that's where it gets hard, Nebraska, Virginia, Michigan, Canada, Florida, Oregon, Alabama, Denver, California, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Minnesota, Texas, Denver, Connecticut, Tennessee, Kansas, Ohio, Massachusetts, Delaware, Ohio, Texas. We got a Florida Swiftie in the house, Utah, Tennessee, Sweden, New Hampshire, Maryland, Delaware, Michigan, Oklahoma. All right, we are fully represented here today. So thank you all for showing up. I'm sorry that she's not speaking yet, but she will be out in a moment. I'm so grateful you're all here, because it is each and every one of you who are going to make the difference this November. All right, let's watch Donald Trump lie some more. It's so cool seeing so many people. Wisconsin, Denmark.
The wife of a president of the
All right.
I had to make a decision to.
So here, I don't want to do this. I want to watch positive stuff. I'm sorry. So I'm over it. We're watching positive stuff. All right, let's test this.
Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better.
We just saw this. All right, let's watch this.
Here, I'm gonna give you my. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put on your shirt. Okay, come on, I'm gonna put on your shirt, and then you can. And you know what? It has my.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God. So now 11, you're gonna have shoes. So you're 11 and you have 2 minutes. Okay, there you go.
That is so cute. Oh my God. People would. All right, let's watch this. That's awesome. I want her to be president so badly.
This election and our fight is a fight for the promise of America. A promise. I love you back. And ours is a fight for the promise of America, a promise of freedom, of opportunity, and justice, not just for some, but for all. But what we know is as we fight to move our nation forward, Donald Trump intends to pull us back to the past. But we're not going back.
We're not going back.
We're not going back.
Let's see. We're not going back.
We know what that would look like, right? So intends to pull us back, including back to a time before workers had the freedom to organize. As president, we will always remember Donald Trump blocked overtime benefits from millions of workers. Tyrese talked a bit about this and opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage. He appointed union busters to the National Labor Relations Board. And he supported so-called right-to-work laws. And if...
Did you hear that? Trump said scab. Wait, I didn't hear that.
And if well, here's the thing.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, that's where I'm from. All right, we got Debbie. Thank you so much for gifting 1 membership. Thank you for the $3 from Patrick and DJ Black 21. Thank you for becoming an intro member. We're still waiting for the live stream to start, so we are hanging out and chatting. It should start any moment. Let's see. Sometimes the Kamala Harris actual account will have a better time. All right, so it should start any minute. This should start any minute. So, in the meantime, we're going to just keep watching some awesome Kamala Harris. What is this? This better be good. I don't know what this is.
If we show emotion, we're called dramatic. If we want to play against men, we're nuts. And if we dream of equal opportunity, delusional. When we stand for something, we're unhinged.
It's super. It's going to need to calm down.
When we're too good, there's something wrong with us.
Wow.
And if we get angry, we're hysterical, irrational, or just being crazy. But a woman running a marathon was crazy.
Officials tried to pull her off the course.
A woman boxing was crazy. A woman dunking? Crazy. Coaching an NBA team? Crazy. A woman competing in a hijab, changing her sport, landing a double cork 1080, or winning 23 Grand Slams, having a baby, and then coming back for more? Crazy, 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 and crazy. So if they want to call you crazy, fine. Show them what crazy can do.
She's crazy. She's nuts.
Oh. Okay. That was awesome. I was like, where is this going? I mean, obviously, but that was great. Oh my God. That made me a little emotional. That was awesome. Yeah, that made me cry too, Karen. I'm like emotional today. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's Labor Day. I love workers. Thank you so much for the $10, Trinklet and Sully. Carolyn, thank you for becoming members. I'm ready to show them what crazy looks like in November. That is for sure. All right, this is some good news.
As you know, the union vote is going to be incredibly important in this election. Both parties really vying for that support, especially in these battleground states where union household, union voters make up more of a share than in other states, than the national average. And so we're already seeing early indications that Harris is leading in polling when it comes to union households, about a 10% lead over Donald Trump. And so that's something they're looking to carry through. And we've seen several endorsements.
Wow. Happy Labor Day to us. Look at those numbers. I mean, good. Okay. Dominic says, Keith, love your stuff. What advice would you give your younger self about political activism, political zeal that you've learned at 40? Well, first off, I'm not 40 yet. I'm 39 and a half. So don't age me. Don't age me too much. But I am, let's just say it. I'm basically almost 40. I've got to start owning it. Not ready. I'm not ready to be 40. But that's a great question. So I don't know if you all know my story. I don't know if you care to know my story. I'm going to just give you a bit of it. Is that I do not have a college degree. I do not have a college degree. I did not graduate college. I barely graduated high school. And I am doing what I do. And I'm doing it when I came into it later in life. I started at 31. I was 31. And I that's when I started doing political work. So I guess my advice I'd give to someone younger is do not gatekeep yourself. Do not gatekeep yourself. Anyone and everyone can do this work. They want to make you feel like only certain people can do this, that you need a special degree, you need an Ivy League college degree, you need to have experience, your parents need to be, no, none of that. The only person who will keep you from doing the work that needs to get done is yourself. So if you want to do this work, get started. I literally started by handing out ballot proposals in New York City on the street. I had a whole career working in production, and I stopped all of it when Donald Trump got elected. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do what I can to help make sure that he doesn't win again. And I was fortunate enough to find myself in a position where I did get to help make sure he wasn't elected. And I got to help flip the Senate. So do not gatekeep yourself. You can do this. You can do this work. No one will stop you but yourself. We need you. Okay. That's all I got. Sorry. I want more positive Kamala Harris moments. All right, here we go. We've already watched that. All right, let's watch this.
Every day across our nation, families talk about their plans for the future. And they talk about how they're going to achieve them financially. And prices are still...
Oh, it's an ad. Okay, so they're fighting back. All right, so I've seen this. They're fighting back on like God, this campaign is so smart. So they're fighting back on like the inflation narrative and that she's bad in the economy narrative. It's working. People find that she's actually slightly better with the economy than Donald Trump. They'd rather trust her than Donald Trump.
Every day across our nation, families talk about their plans for the future. And they talk about how they're going to achieve them financially. And prices are still too high. When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs. We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home. Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. I will help families, letting you keep more of your hard-earned money. As president, I will be laser focused on creating opportunities for the middle class that advance their economic security, stability, and dignity. If you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for. Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle class Americans. I'm Kamala.
Y'all, it feels like we are winning. It feels like we are winning. That's a great ad. That's a great ad. I love that this is happening. We are so lucky. So when we watch Joe Biden on stage in just a few, whenever that's going to happen, I want you to remember that this is all happening because of him. Yeah, the speech is delayed. That usually happens. But this is all happening because of Joe Biden. So thank you, Joe. He unlocked, it is literally like Star Wars. Strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. This is that. The Democratic Party became more powerful than they possibly could have imagined, because that is an ad that speaks to working people's concerns. It says, I see it. Donald Trump wants to wage a campaign on fear and hate and anger. And like I said, he has been doing this for 10 years. 10 years. We've been hearing the same old song for 10 years. And I just gotta believe America is sick of it. We're sick of it. We are sick of the same old story. And what Democrats have done, smartly, is we are providing a new path forward. And it's working. It is working. The polls are in our favor. Now, those polls gotta be higher. We gotta up this. We gotta up that 3 points. I think the debate will be a big moment. The debate will be a big moment. So, all right, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been delayed a little bit. Okay, that's fine. We can hang out. Oh, here they are. I love this. There they are. Oh, have you seen this? Did you see this? I know we want to keep the vibes good, but I think this is actually unconscionable. Here it is. Tinkle McGee says, I'm not going to say the second part of your name. Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, was on the board of Kroger when they had extreme price gouging beyond inflation. This is systemic. That's right. That's right. Well, I'm going to look that up right now. Record profit. Okay, here we go. Prices at the supermarket keep rising. So do corporate profits. There you go. There you go. If it really was inflation, their profits wouldn't continue to rise. They took advantage of everyone in order to make a few dollars. And Kamala Harris is very smartly calling them out for it. So, yes, I'm so glad you said that, because that is very true. All right, let's go here. So, I'm sorry. Do I do a good job keeping track of the chat? Because I've only done these live streams like 4 times. So if I'm not, I do try to keep, and I don't want to talk too much because this is a mutual thing. But let me go back to the chat. Oh, that's a good. Soul Soldiers has a good point. Considering Kamala had to work her way out of a polling deficit in just a single month, that number is great. Hillary and Joe had a year to get this. That's true. That's true. It's a great point. I'm fine. Okay, good. Okay. I need a moderator. I think we've got a couple moderators in the chat. Okay, thank Josh. Okay, good. I want to make sure everyone feels attended. Keep at it. $1 better than Pac-Man at it. $5. Thank you, Dominic, for the $5. Thank you. Okay. Is this the same thing? Okay, this is wild. Are you guys? Oh, did someone give $20? I don't know if I said thank you. Oh, I did. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I want to make sure I said thanks to everyone. All right, I'm doing great. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thanks.
You've been a man of faith. You go to church. You believe in God. Has this further your belief, your commitment, and obviously...
Chat, is Donald Trump a man of faith? Is Donald Trump a man of faith? I know you don't have to act godly to be a man of God. The whole point of Christianity is that sinners sin and that you ask for forgiveness, but is he a man of faith? What?
God, in addition to that chart, saved your life. He has a purpose for you. Do you think about these things? Well, I think you believe more because when you speak to experts, like my sons who are shooting experts, but when you speak to experts, they said there was no chance that he could have missed from that distance. I think he was hurried. I think he was rushed because people were starting to say, like, you know, there's a guy up there with a gun.
So it is really scary for to have Donald Trump become president again because he has now a God complex. He thinks he's been chosen by God to be here. I mean, I don't know what you believe in faith-wise, but I know for sure if there is a God and if Jesus exists, they would not be trying to help Donald Trump get into power. That much I know. But it would be really scary to have someone in office who thinks that they have been chosen by God to lead the country. That is the kind of leader that leads to all kinds of catastrophes and people dying. I mean, that's already happened with COVID in him. It would only get worse.
But, no, I think you think, like, if you believed in God, you believe in God more. And somebody said, like, why? And I'd like to think that God thinks that I'm going to straighten out our country. Our country is so sick, and it's so broken. Our country is just broken. And maybe that was the reason. I don't know. Did you? A lot of people.
Scary. Oh my gosh. Ricky says, I personally think if God did choose to spare his life, it was so that we can have a clear divide and see him for the evil that he represents. Yeah. Josh says, thank you for the $5. Josh says, this is the interview where Trump says he has every right. Yes, we played that clip earlier. That's very scary. And we read some of the comments. This is an interview where Trump says he has a right to interfere in the presidential election. What did White Noise say? Let me find it. He's sick. Yes. I mean, he is very sick. He is a sick man. All right, let's watch this.
I know, we all know this. I remember a time when Republicans talked about things like freedom, they meant it. They would never turn their back on our allies. But that's not these guys. Trump and Vance, when they talk about freedom, means government should have the freedom to invade every corner of our life. They talk about small government, small enough to be in your bedroom, small enough to be in your exam room, small enough to be in your library, telling you the things that you should make decisions about. So let's be very clear. Where I come from and where you come from as neighbors, we respect differences. That's your opinion. Look, we're sitting here together, Brewers and Twins fans, Vikings and Packers. Look, we respect it. But on things...
Oops. No, Grok.
Fans, Vikings and Packers. Look, we respect it. But on things like health care and what books I read and democracy, we all live by that very simple golden rule. Mind your own damn business. Mind your own business.
Such a great campaign line. He is so good at this. Honestly, I wasn't sure about, I mean, I just didn't know about him. I mean, I don't think anyone really knew about him, but he has continued to be very good at this. And I am very surprised at how good he is, because remember, he didn't even use a teleprompter prior to becoming the vice presidential nominee. So the fact that he is doing this with literally zero practice just goes to show how innately talented he is at speaking. And also he really does. I mean, just where I come from, just outside of Detroit, Michigan, he reminds me of so many like white dads I knew that were like, you know, just like straight white dads, but we're also just like, hey, just leave us the fuck alone. You know, don't bother my gay son, you know? So I just love that he is part of this ticket.
This guy has made it clear how he stands. He's sitting down at Mar-a-Lago after he got elected president, and this was his exact quote. He's talking to a bunch of folks at Mar-a-Lago. You're rich as hell, and we're going to give you a tax cut. At the same time, he was telling workers they get paid too much already. That's who this guy is. You tell me who in Wisconsin is sitting around saying, damn, I wish they'd give billionaires tax cuts and screw me over. Damn, I wish they'd take my health care away. I wish they'd underfund my public school. I wish they would make my job more difficult, more dangerous. And then at the end of the day, I wish they'd make me work till I'm 75 years old. No one's saying that. No one's asking for that agenda. What they're asking for is to be treated fairly with dignity. That's what we have.
That's right. That's right. You know, I'm going to show you this. I think there's a good Trump. Here we go. This is Trump. This is who he is.
Same thing with the unions.
That's right.
They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden, they're making more money than the people that own the company. Same thing with the unions.
That's right.
Happy Labor Day.
5%.
Happy Labor Day from Donald Trump.
They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden, they're making more money than the people that own the company.
That's who Donald Trump is. I want to watch this again.
And if...
That is endlessly amusing. Endlessly amusing. Also, here's JD Vance getting booed.
President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history, and I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions, and
let's get some boos in the chat. Boo! Boo!
A lot of Democrats
boo!
Like it's something.
Boo! I hate these guys. I cannot wait. November 5th is in 2 months. 2 months. And then it could be that they are gone forever. Forever. Wow, 1.7K likes. Thank you so much, everyone, for liking the live stream. It really does help get this in front of more people. Thank you all for your boos. We won't go back. That's right. We're not going back. We got the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden rally starting in 10 minutes. Y'all excited? Y'all excited to see them together for the first time since this all happened? I think they did they did a government event, but they have not done like a real campaign event. So this is very exciting. This is very exciting. Oh, I do want to kind of see this. I haven't watched it. Can we just watch this? Okay. Oh, Haley says, nobody has ever expected to get paid the same as the CEO. That is the stupidest claim in comparison. Being able to afford a good life is all we ask. We're not looking to own yachts. That's right. Oh, he's getting sentenced on September 18th. That's a great point. Yeah, workers just want to live comfortably, like everyone, like he does. They're not asking for a lot. They're just asking for the dignity to live without anxiety. And I think we owe that to everyone in this country. People should be able to live without anxiety of knowing when the next meal is coming, how they're going to pay rent, how they're going to pay their bills. And the government can provide them that through regulation. Unions can provide them that. Donald Trump doesn't want them to have that, but he does think the government is there to help make rich people richer. Oh, is it happening now? Okay, so the campaign will sometimes not do this. All right.
We focus on getting shit done
Here we go.
every single day.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
You've been our partners.
PBS has the worst audio, so I'm gonna turn up this audio and
an executive order saying 92%, over 66,000 of our state government jobs no longer require a college degree. I'm going to tell you why we did that. Because here in Pennsylvania, we value skills, we value experience, and we...
Let us get some blue hearts in the chat, please. Let us get it going. The volume on the speech is not going to be great because PBS has terrible volume. So let's get some blue hearts in the chat. Let's get the energy up. And let's watch Josh Shapiro bring it.
Value the know-how that you bring to work every single day. It's about respect for our fellow Pennsylvanians. That's why we've also invested tens of millions of dollars in VOTEC and pre-apprenticeship programs and apprenticeship programs to put people to work again. Because hear me on this. You want to be a laborer or a lawyer, we respect both pathways to opportunity here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And listen, we've been out there working with you as you have helped build our roads and bridges, as our teachers have taught our children now, by the way, with a stipend in their pocket for our student teachers. We've made clear that if you're doing a big old project in Pennsylvania, you're going to do it with a PLA now in our Commonwealth. You're running our buses, you're patrolling our streets, you're helping keep people healthy. You, the people of organized labor, are making our Commonwealth move forward every day, and I am so damn proud of you. I'll tell you what else you're doing. You're getting lead out of the drinking lines in communities like Esplin. You're making sure that our roads and our bridges get repaired, that our rural neighbors finally have access to high-speed internet to get health care and education and economic opportunity. And listen, none of those things are possible without the leadership of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. They are our true partners here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And hear me on this. The president and the vice president, they give a damn about us. They care about our future. Hell, I think Joe Biden has been in this House of Labor like 300 times as president. And we are so psyched to have Vice President Kamala Harris here with us today. And they have been with us. They have been with us in times of tragedy and in times of triumph. When Fern Hollow Bridge went down, it was President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris who made sure with the hands of labor we got that rebuilt. And on the other side of the state, don't worry, I'm not making an Eagles reference in this room. I'm not that stupid. But on the other side of the state, when I-95 collapsed, it was President Biden, it was Vice President Harris, and it was the hands of labor that rebuilt that road in just 12 days. They have been there for us. And listen, you all know President Biden has delivered for us over and over and over again. And here's what I want you to know about Vice President Harris. She don't let anybody mess with workers here in Pennsylvania or anywhere in the country. She's taken on those who would take advantage of workers. She's put them behind bars. She stood up to the bullies, and she has always won for us. That's Vice President Kamala Harris. And I want you to hear me on this. Under President Biden's leadership, this nation is producing more energy than ever before, and we are leading the nation when it comes to clean energy development and putting people to work in the energy sector here in the Commonwealth. Now,
that's true.
I need you to hear me on this. Vice President Harris will continue to make sure we are competitive on energy, put more people to work, and help see through that Pennsylvania is the leader on energy for decades to come. She's got our back. President Biden and Vice President Harris have been there for us. They've literally put themselves out there for us. And so I'm here today to ask you, as your governor, as a fellow proud Pennsylvanian here in this House of Labor, do we have it in us to do what we need to do to be for them over these next 65 days? Can we do that together?
Yo, he's talking to you too. He's talking to you too.
We're in the red zone. We got a couple yards to go, and this is when it gets tough.
I think that's a sports reference.
This is when you labor leaders, y'all got to go knock on your colleagues' doors. You got to text them. You got to call them, and you got to say, I know Joe Biden. I know Kamala Harris. I trust our governor. I'm going to be there for them, and we're going to make sure they get elected and they can lead us forward and help make the Senate to keep fighting for it. Now listen, a whole lot of folks come walk into a labor hall like this. They enjoy seeing you when you're at home, and then they get into all those fancy schmancy halls in the Capitol in D.C., and they forget where they came from. They forget their values. Bob Casey never forgets where he comes from. He never forgets these houses of labor that send him to Washington. Let's send Bob Casey back to lead us. He's one of us.
Hell yeah.
And when he's there, he's going to need a Democratic U.S. House. Let's re-elect Chris Deluzio and make sure we've got a Democratic House. And I'm just going to say, here's what I need from you. Y'all were so good to me a year and a half ago. I need you to help keep Joanna McClinton and Matt Bradford in the majority in the State House of Representatives.
His voice is cracking a little. It's funny.
And then I want all of you in January to come with me when we swear in Jay Costa as the leader of the state Senate, the next president pro tem. We can do this together. Gang, we know how to win when it's on the line. We know what is at stake. It's your jobs, it's your livelihoods, it's food on the table, it's that hunt and fishing trip with your families and the people who can lead us forward. The folks who need our help right now, the people who are going to be there for us, are the next president and vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Are you with me? Pennsylvania, we got work to do. Let's do it. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Thank you, Susie, for being here. Susie said thank you for hosting this. I'm grateful you all are here, and, you know, glad I can do this. So thank you. Thank you. All right, so there'll be a little bit of time. I gotta mute that for copyright reasons. All right, so I love that he was like, you know, oh, they're like in like a really small space. So that's awesome. That, oh, here comes. All right, I mean, obviously, I think it's so strange, but like, do you think Biden is gonna talk first? It'll be Biden and then Harris, right? That must feel so weird for him. Do you think that I mean, that obviously is going to be the order. It doesn't make sense the other way, right? Or no? We don't know? Probably, yeah. That must feel weird for Biden. Yeah, they're at a local union. Joe don't care. That's right. You're right. He doesn't care. All right, let's see if the Harris channel has a better stream, because sometimes they do. Let us look. All right, it's not up yet, but it will be, and it'll be a better stream. You think Joe would go first? Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Kaylee says, vote blue up and down the ballot. We need House and Senate governors and state reps and local level officials, school boards. MAGA is trying to take them all. That's right. That's right. We are in the fight to save democracy. Kaylee's right. And we have to do everything we can to save it. And that means not just voting for president. That means voting for Senate. That means voting for state Senate. That means voting for your governor. Because there's literally only one party that is working to defend the Constitution, working to uplift working people, working to help save democracy. There's only one party. There's only one party. It's the Democratic Party. So until that changes, we've got to go up and down the ballot blue. I would love nothing less than for there to be a real opposition party that could help shape policy in America. I think Republicans have strayed so far away from being a normal party that it's just not even, like there is no negotiating. We do not negotiate with terrorists. And they are, in many ways, domestic terrorists in the way that they are continually attacking the foundations of our freedoms. That might be extreme, but that's how I feel. I hope New Hampshire gets a Democratic governor. We have Democratic senators. I hope you do too. I hope you do too. You have, what's his name right now? Who's the New Hampshire? He's kind of a dick. What's his name? The New Hampshire, is it? Oh, let's listen to her.
Is labor in the house? I IBEW members, so I want to just say thank you to Local 5 for hosting us.
I'm gonna refresh it.
From the IBEW, all of these hard-working labor leaders and
Sununu,
activists,
yes.
and all of you, thank you so much. Let's hear it for y'all.
Happy early birthday, Amy.
Shout out our Western Pennsylvania labor movement. Thank you so much. We had a great parade today, didn't we? And as I travel this country in every state, I just see hundreds of allies and canvases and supporters and actions that are happening all across this country everywhere I travel. And the labor movement is the backbone of this campaign. We are 20% in those blue wall states. Think about that. And we are putting the labor back in Labor Day. So look, every worker in this country should think about the two futures that we have in front of us. One future where too many of us are still living on the edge, where it feels impossible for young folks to buy a home, or that we're one bad break from everything going south, where we don't have freedom or opportunity on the job, and we have no way to fight back because Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have gutted the right to form a union. Do we want that future? That's what I thought, because there is a better future on the horizon, right? It's a better future. And it's on display right here in this hall. A future where every worker has freedom and opportunity and dignity. That's right. A future where there's no such thing as a man's job or a woman's job or a black job, Donald Trump. Just good union jobs. A future where they don't call us working women childless cat ladies. They call us Madam President. And where every worker in this country can stand up and say from experience that it's better in a union. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were walking our picket lines when Donald Trump was crossing them.
That's right.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have led the most pro-union White House in American history. And you remember that Kamala Harris cast those deciding votes in the Senate to save millions of workers' pensions and lower costs for seniors on their prescription drugs and make the biggest investment in modern history to rebuild this country. And now Kamala Harris and our union brother, Tim Walz, yes, they are ready to go even further because they believe in that future that we all want to see. Now, the road to the White House goes right through our union halls. That's right. 1 in 5 voters right here in Pennsylvania is a union voter. So we are the difference maker. We have the people. We have the trust. We know how to organize. And we are ready to send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. Are we ready? All right, I got to hear you. Are you going to get your friends registered to vote? Are you going to knock on doors?
Are ya?
Are you going to fight every day until November 5th?
Are ya?
That's what I thought. Because when we fight, when we fight, yes! Thank you. Now I have the great pleasure of introducing my friend, my brother, one of the great labor leaders in this country, IBEW International President, Kenny Cooper. Let's go, Coop.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, she was good.
Thank you, guests. And most of all, thank you, family, for being here on Labor Day. You know, it's a great honor to be in Pittsburgh, a good union town, but for me, it's really an honor to be in the House of Labor. IBEW Local 5, thank you so much for everything you do. As Liz said, I'm the international president of the IBEW, the oldest and largest electrical union in the entire world. Yeah. And on behalf of 840,000 members of the IBEW, it is my true honor to get to introduce tonight the strongest, most pro-union administration ever in the history of the United States, President Biden and Vice President Harris. You know, Joe Biden made a lot of promises when he ran for president in 2022 or 2020. He promised to save Americans' pension system that was a serious risk for us. He promised to help American workers that were depending on him to help save that pension. Workers who went to work every day, lived by the rules, who deferred their own wages so they could retire one day with dignity and respect. He passed the Butch-Lewis Act, saving the Americans' multi-employer pension plan. And when the Senate was all tied up, let's think about this a minute, on the rescue of America's pension plans, they were only tied up for one reason. We couldn't find a Republican senator that would vote for American workers. Not one. But Vice President Harris showed us her real colors. She stepped to the plate, cast a deciding vote to save our pension plans across America. Showing working families that Biden and Harris administration has our backs. Promises made, promises kept. He pledged to rebuild our country's infrastructure the only way that makes sense, with good union jobs that pays well and has health care for them and their families. Once again, promises made, promises kept. They worked together to pass the CHIPS and Science Act, bringing back manufacturing jobs to communities that really need them the most. Promises made, promises kept. They pledged to be true friends of labor because they understand the necessity of unions to the American worker and to the middle class. Well, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris kept every single one of those promises. Pension plan relief, the Butch-Lewis Act, went above and beyond our expectations. His infrastructure bills are bringing good union jobs back, much needed infrastructure across our nation, in every corner of our nation. And he's never been afraid to say the word union. Joe Biden is more than just a pro-union, the most pro-union president in our entire history. When he passed the torch to Kamala Harris, he ensured his pro-union, pro-labor legacy would continue with the next administration. Kamala Harris understands, just as Joe did, and Joe does now, the only way to meet the future of this great nation is by giving workers a real voice at every table, especially the most important table to every worker and every worker's family, the kitchen table. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, please join me to welcome our true friends, the President and Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
All right, let's get some blue hearts in the chat. Let's get some thank you, Joes.
Hello, Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Folks, I've celebrated many Labor Days in Pittsburgh. And it's always good to be back with so many great friends. Many of whom flew with me on Air Force One today represent the union that's been with me since the beginning of my career. They're not that old, but since I was a 29-year-old kid. I want to thank Liz Schuler, the AFL-CIO, and Kenny at the IBEW for that strong endorsement. By the way, we have an expression in Delaware. IBEW, when I ran for president, they're the ones that brung me to the dance starting off. Not a joke. And Dave McCall, the steelworkers. Dave, in 1972, steelworkers were the first union to endorse a 29-year-old kid named Joe Biden who wasn't old enough to be senator when he got elected. It mattered. A guy named Huey Carcella was the district president because we used to have one of the largest labor forces in Claymont, Delaware, and North, over 4,000 workers. And it was, anyway, it all went south. But Huey went to the national president, I.W. Abel, and he said he wanted me to get endorsed. Everybody thought it was crazy. I literally wasn't old enough to be sworn in the day I got elected. But guess what? President Abel stuck with me. And they got stuck with me for the rest of my career. Eric Dean of the Iron Workers, Tim Driscoll of Bricklayers, April Bell of the SEIU, Lee Saunders of AFSCME, and a great friend, Roy Lee. And Jimmy Williams of the Painters Allied Trades and his dad. Mike Coleman, a sheet metal worker. We also got some of the best elected officials in America. Governor Josh Shapiro is doing an incredible job. The great Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis. And one of America's best words, Ed Gainey. Ed, you're doing a hell of a job. And Sarah D'Amato, county executive, I think is the hardest job in American politics. Everybody knows where you live and they think you can solve all the problems. You don't have enough money. But I tell you one thing, I'm the first president ever. I used to be a county official when I was 26 years old. And it always bothered me that the federal government would send money to the state to be distributed to the county. Well, what the hell is the state going to send to the county for? All the state reps.
I miss Joe. I mean, I know he's not gone,
but...
Guess
what? Under my administration, it goes straight to the county.
One of my best friends. My name's Joe Biden. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Bobby Casey's been a great friend. His dad was a great friend as well. And by the way, we grew up 3 blocks from one another. 3 blocks. And they still worry about us by showing up. And guess what? I was on North Washington Avenue. He was in Adams. Guess what? They renamed North Washington Avenue down where I live Biden Way. Worth the effort. And Bob will make sure you get reelected again. And while we couldn't be here, I want to thank his partner in the Senate, John Fetterman. But if you're in a foxhole, you want Fetterman in there with you.
Let's get some blue hearts in the chat, everyone.
He
Let's
couldn't
get
be
some
here
blue
today,
hearts.
but
Some
guess
thank
what?
you,
He
Joes.
sent the best part of the family, Giselle. She's here. Let me just say, it means so much to be with a true friend, the Vice President and the next great President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. Look, folks, I come from 2 neighborhoods where it's not hard to say the word union. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, an awful lot of politicians have a trouble saying union, like the working people. Guess what? I'm not one of them, neither is Kamala. We know the simple truth. Wall Street did not build America. The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class. That's a fact.
He's so good at this. He's so good at this.
And by the way, that is not a slogan, that's a fact. I asked the Treasury Department to do a study, and it shows that when unions do well, all workers in America do better. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's the biggest reason why our economy is the strongest economy in the world today, without question, because of unions. You know, my dad, like many of his generation, going into World War II, wasn't able to go to college. My dad was a really well-read guy, and he was always engaged. And he'd come home from work before he'd go back, close up the shop, and for dinner. And the dinner was the place where we had discussions and incidentally ate. You know, my dad taught me. My dad would say this all the time. Remember, Joey, a job, and I give you my word to this, a job is about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about the community. It's about your place in the community. And it's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. Well, that's why. That's why Kamala and I are so proud. So proud of the greatest job creation record of any president in a single term in American history.
He seems like he's like on a mission. Like he seems pissed.
16 million new jobs so far.
Like righteously indignant.
800,000 manufacturing jobs. Eight years ago, how many times you hear about we can no longer be the manufacturing capital of the world? Where the hell is that written? We are the greatest manufacturing city, county in the world, state in the world, city in the world. We're going to remain that way. Now, I'll tell you something. Kamala and I are damn proud that we protected the pensions of over 1 million workers and retirees. Remember all those years of promise we're going to do something about it? Well, damn it, we finally did with the Butch-Lewis Act. Over 52,000 workers and retirees across Pennsylvania alone are benefiting from that. Not only did we restore the full amount, we got them their back pay as well. We made them whole again. As I once said to Barack, that's a big deal. Yeah, that's a long story. Just heard Liz and Kenny describe another big deal. Union workers are rebuilding American infrastructure and building new factories here in America. They told me we couldn't get anything done in infrastructure. $1.2 trillion we got done.
I love when he does that.
Remember Trump for 4 years promised every month infrastructure week. For 4 years he promised that. He didn't build a damn thing. Nothing. I mean, not nothing.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed.
Well, thanks to
Joe
our
Biden
infrastructure
is
law,
pissed.
Pennsylvania so far has received $17 billion. $17 billion. Over 2,000 projects, from clean water to affordable high-speed internet for every Pennsylvanian. The projects that include $858 million to expand the Montgomery Lock better to accommodate bigger barges, to get millions of tons of goods and on shelves faster, more reliable, and create thousands of union jobs. I was working on the Great Lakes, and I got a call from Senator Casey. He's been no bigger champion than Casey for this. You know what I call him? I call him the Casey Locks. Not Goldilocks, the Casey Locks. Bobby's also a champion of Pennsylvania's energy communities. We passed what's called the Casey Credit, available to 45 Pennsylvania counties where energy jobs such as coal mining have been before it disappeared before we came to office. The Casey Credit provides major incentives for companies to build new battery factories, wind turbines, and more to create high-paying jobs in those coal and natural gas communities. And on top of that, there's over $4 billion in private companies have committed to invest in clean energy and advanced manufacturing.
Exactly, Craig. That's really fun.
Pennsylvania. $4 billion. And guess what? With your support, I signed an executive order to make sure large federal construction projects all use project labor agreements. Folks at home who may be watching this and tell them know what a project labor agreement is. It's when contractors, subcontractors, and unions put in place before construction begins what the rules are, before it begins. These agreements make sure construction is top-notch, on time, on task, and by the way, on budget. Yeah. There's another big deal. Buy American. That's been the law since 1930. I got to admit, I've been around, I'm only 40, but I've been around a long time. But I, quite frankly, until 10 years ago, wasn't aware. You know, back in the 30s, when they were trying to make sure unions could organize and business couldn't interfere, the law was passed that said every penny the president gets from the Senate, the House, and Congress to spend on a project, he should hire an American worker and use an American product. But past administration, seriously, past administration, including my predecessor, failed to buy America. They shipped jobs overseas where labor was cheaper and brought home the product that was more expensive. But not anymore. Federal projects build American roads, bridges, highways, and they'll be made with American products by American workers. That's why.
Yeah, Joe and me are the same age.
I'm serious. It's simple and basic. That's why we're creating so many good-paying jobs. In fact, we're requiring those kinds of projects to pay Davis-Bacon prevailing wages so they're jobs that can raise a family on. Many of those jobs don't require a college degree. In fact, we expanded registered apprenticeships. Remember all the hell I got for doing that? We got for doing that? Well, guess what? Resulted in hiring over 1 million apprentices since we came to office. Yeah.
Wow.
And lots of folks don't realize
Let them know, Joe. Let them know.
getting an apprenticeship is like getting a college degree. Why? You have to train for 4 or 5 years to get that, and some of the best workers in the world are right where we are. You know, when you're in Pittsburgh, you're standing with steel workers. Let's be clear. I believe in American steel companies, American-owned and operated steel companies. A simple reason. It's not hyperbole. American steelworkers are the best steelworkers in the world. And I made it clear last time I was in Pittsburgh, United States Steel, an iconic American company for more than a century.
Here we go. The lean in.
Will remain an American company. I remember as a young senator why the National Labor Relations Board was sometimes so anti-labor. It was set up to help labor, to be pro-labor. Well, guess what? That's why one of the most significant things we've done, Kamala and I, is appointing a National Labor Relations Board that actually believes in unions and believes in recognizing the rights of labor. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Welcome, Allison.
Remember,
from UK. Hello. Hello.
Short memories. I'm all for forgiveness. I'm not for this. Trump appointed union busters on that board. No, that's a fact. But it's real. It affects people's lives.
Peter, thank you so
We're gonna
much.
Let that son of a gun do that again.
Oh my God, Peter! Everyone,
folks,
thank Peter.
Made a lot of progress, and Kamala and I are going to build on that progress, and she's going to build on it. I'll be on the sidelines, but I'll do everything I can to help. But look, I'm not joking when I say, this is not a joke. When I said this when I was running in 2020, a lot of people didn't believe me. You did, but didn't believe me. It's all at risk because of Donald Trump, literally. With a stroke of the pen, he can get rid of a lot of this. And do you think this guy gives a damn about your pensions? No, I'm serious. Do you think he loses even an instant of sleep over it? Do you think he cares about all the work you do every day and how hard it is? No. Do you think he cares about good-paying jobs for hard-working people who built this economy? No. Hell. He regards picket lines. He'd rather cross one than walk one.
Okay.
But I have no problem walking the picket line.
You can't hear him?
Never have, nor does Kamala. We'll always walk alongside you. Union workers built this country. And again, that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. These are facts. These are not campaign slogans. Let me close with this.
Oh, you can hear, okay.
5 years ago,
Thank you. Wow, Peter, geez Louise.
Right here in Pittsburgh. I said one of the reasons I was running was to rebuild the backbone and spine of America, the middle class and working class folks. Not a joke. Think about it. Think about it. Well,
Hell yeah, Peter. Thank you so much for supporting the chat.
I'm back in Pittsburgh on Labor Day again with a simple message. As we look at this election, I spent my whole career believing in unions. I'm not joking when I say that. I'm honored to be considered the most pro-union president ever. And by the way, remember all the talk, Biden got elected and he's going to do a planned economy, we're going to collapse and there's going to be all this
Yes.
in.
Tell him. Tell him.
Interest rates are going to go through the ceiling.
Tell him.
Come on, man. I'm here to tell you, it's about increasing the strength of your unions, what this is all about. If you care about hardworking people, just give them a fair shot. Everyone in America deserves a fair shot. A fair shot. If you care about the dignity of work,
that's right.
Care about the dignity of work, and I mean it matters. The dignity of work, the way you're treated, the decency. I remember when my great-grandfather was only the second Catholic elected statewide to the state Senate here in Pennsylvania. And I remember
Yes,
I talked about
like the live.
when
I'm going to mute him for a second. If you're new here, just like the live. It really helps get this into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing.
Well, those of you who don't, Kamala back in the old days, when we Irish and the Catholics came, and then the Poles and others that were Catholic, when they came to the United States of America in the beginning of the 1840s, and late 1840s, they made their way down into Pennsylvania. A lot of them, and there's a tier in the coal mines. Those guys who got there last ended up being the last people in the coal mines. But a lot of the English owned the coal mines, and what they did was they'd really beat the hell out of the mostly Catholic population that was in the mines. Not a joke, not a joke. But there was a group that called the Molly Maguires. And the Molly Maguires, if they find out the foreman who was taking advantage of an individual, and they literally kill him. Not a joke. And they bring his body up and put him on the doorstep of his family. Kind of crude. But I got to admit, they accused my great-grandfather of being a Molly. He wasn't. But we were so damn disappointed. You know, that's a joke. That's a joke. Look, it's about the dignity of work. It's about how you're treated. And when I met with the IBW, when I started off this last campaign first, I said, there's two things I'm asking of me. And I said, two things I'm asking of you. One, you've got to open up your unions to more women. Not a joke. And two, to more minorities. You've done both that. And guess what? Instead of having support of 30% of the American leaders, now we're 65% of the American leaders support the American union movement. It really is all about the dignity of work. Then there's only, if you care about the dignity of work, there's only one person you have a rational choice with this time. And that's Kamala Harris. Not a, let me tell you about this woman.
Oh, this is very special.
I know her. I trust her. Not a joke. I trust her. Number two, the first decision I made, the nominee in 2020, was selecting her as my vice president. And by the way, it was the single best decision I made as president of the United States of America.
Wow. Wow.
I was watching something sent to me when they asked Barack. They said, Barack picked me as vice president because he knew I could be president. Well, I know she'll be a good president. I know it. I've watched it when all the experts, foreign and domestic policy, would give us advice. Then we'd sit alone in a room. And she has a backbone like a ramrod.
Wow. This is all
she
not,
has
this
the moral
is unscripted.
compass of a saint. This woman knows what she's doing. Folks, I promise you, if you elect Kamala Harris as president, it'll be the best decision you will have ever made.
Wow. All unscripted. What a moment.
Kamala believes as I do. The unions are the spine of this economy. She'll be a historic pro-union president. So, folks, we got one more job to do together. Let me ask you. Are you ready to fight? Yeah! Are you ready to win?
Yeah!
Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris, our next president of the United States of America?
Kathleen, I'm going to mute this for a sec. Kathleen, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Jeez, that's so nice.
Again? I've never been more optimistic about America. We have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. There's nothing, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, there's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing. When we do it together. And that means elect my friend, our great Vice President, President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
That was so nice of you. Thank you, Kathleen. That's 30 subs. That's so nice. All right, well, here she goes. Okay, here she goes.
Good afternoon, Pittsburgh. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. All because of him. She looks great.
It is good to be in the House of Labor. It is good to be in the House of Labor. And it is good to be back at IBW Local 5. And can we please give it up again for our President, Joe Biden? Now, I don't have to tell the brothers and sisters of labor that you really get to know somebody when you're in the middle of a fight. When times are hard, when the forces are mighty, when people don't believe something can get done and they have 1,000 excuses for why it can't get done. And I have spent more time with this extraordinary human being
Wow.
when the cameras were not in the room,
Unscripted.
when the stakes were high, when the
Unscripted.
heat was intense. And Joe Biden has always stood with the workers of America and labor unions of America. Always. Always.
Wow.
I've been with him when he'll bring folks into the Oval Office. And you know how Joe can get sometimes. He doesn't spare words. It's good that sometimes the cameras are not in the room when he has those conversations. Because the thing about the Joe Biden I know, and I know you know, because he has been a friend of labor for so long.
What happened?
Joe Biden can say to all of the friends here, the
Sorry
press
about that.
that's in the room, history will show what we here know. Joe Biden has been one of the most transformative presidents in the United States that we have ever witnessed. And it comes from his heart. And you know, Joe and I talk a lot about the fact that we are so proud to be the most pro-union administration in America's history. And it is thanks to your leadership. And as we know, Joe's still got a lot of work to do, so let's also understand that. So I want to thank all the incredible leaders who are here today, including the Governor Shapiro, Lieutenant Governor Davis, Senator Casey, who we will re-elect this November.
That's right, Pennsylvania.
Mayor Gainey, President Schuller, President Cooper, all the leaders of labor who are here, all the union members who are here. So I'll just get right to a few points. I love Labor Day. I love celebrating Labor Day. And Pittsburgh, of course, is a cradle of the American labor movement. It is the birthplace of the AFL, headquarters of the steelworkers, home to Firefighters Local 1, and of course the historic IBEW Local 5. For more than 150 years, the brothers and sisters of labor have helped lead the fight for fair pay, better benefits, and safe working conditions. And every person in our nation has benefited from that work. You know, everywhere I go, I tell people, You may not be a union member, but you better thank unions for that 5-day work week. Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time. Because when union wages go up, everybody's wages go up. When union workplaces are safer, all workplaces are safer. When unions are strong, America is strong.
Love that. So glad you're all here. Thank you.
And we are
Thank
clear.
you for being here.
Not only has Pittsburgh shaped the history of America's labor movement, today you are also shaping its future. In 2021, with my dear friend, the Secretary Marty Walsh, who the President appointed to be Secretary of Labor, he and I hosted a meeting right here in this local, and it was part of the White House Labor Task Force that I lead. That day we met with a group of computer programmers who were working to form a union. 1 month later, they signed their contract and became one of the first technology unions in our nation. Standing on the shoulder of all those who have been here and fought the good fight. So Pittsburgh, I remind us of that to say together, we are fighting to build an economy that works for all working people. And that has always been the vision of the labor movement. And that is the vision of our campaign. You know, in this election, there are two very different visions for our nation. One, ours, focused on the future. The other, focused on the past. We
Love this.
fight for the future.
Love
We
union
fight
life.
for a future of dignity, respect, and opportunity for all people.
Right. That's right.
We fight knowing it's some backward thinking for those folks who have been suggesting for years that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down. You know, that's the stuff they're pushing. That the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, when we know the true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up.
Yep.
Who you lift up.
Say it.
Do you fight for workers? Do you fight for families? Do you fight for those who must be seen and heard and deserve the dignity that comes with hard work?
Wow.
That's what we fight for. And when you know what you
Jeez.
stand for, you know what to fight for.
Wow.
So we're 64 days out from this election.
Girl.
Ballots in Pennsylvania will start dropping in 14 days.
I get
14
me
days.
emotional.
And this election is, as much as anything else, a fight for the promise of America. For the promise of America. We love our country. We love our country. And we know it is one of the highest forms of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country. And that's what this election is about. And about the promise of America. And I don't need to tell unions what the promise looks like. It's what you do every day.
I want her to be the president so badly. I've never
But
wanted
as
anything
we
more.
fight to move forward, Donald Trump is trying to pull us backward, including back to a time before workers had the freedom to organize.
He's going to jail.
Well, the courts will handle that, and we will handle November. How about that? We'll handle November. Let the courts handle that other thing. But we're not going back. We're not going back.
Hey, Ara, thanks for joining.
And one of the ways we're going to guarantee we don't go back is that we remember, right? It is important to remember what that was and what it is. Remember, as president, Donald Trump blocked overtime benefits for millions of workers.
That's right.
He opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage. As the president said, he appointed union busters to the National Labor Relations Board. And don't forget, he supported so-called right-to-work laws. And if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he intends to give more tax cuts to billionaires and big corporations.
I agree,
He
Shel.
intends to cut
We're
Social
lucky.
Security and Medicare.
Peter,
He
what
wants
are you
to impose what, in effect, would be a national sales tax. I call it the Trump national sales tax on everyday products and basic necessities that would cost a typical American family, the economists have said this, almost $4,000 a year.
Oh my gosh. Peter has created
intends to
40
repeal
members
the
in the
Affordable
course
Care
of 10
Act.
minutes.
And take
Peter,
us
thank
back
you.
to what we remember, because it wasn't
Jeez.
that long ago, was a time when insurance companies
Jeez
could deny
Louise.
people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was? Children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes.
Thank you, Peter.
Well,
That's
look,
so awesome.
America has tried those
There's so many
failed
green
policies
names.
before,
There's
and
so many
we
members.
are not going back.
Peter's the real
We
MVP.
are not going back. Not going back.
Peter, Secretary of State.
And instead, we fight for a future where no person has to go broke just because they get sick. And so, building on the work of President Joe Biden and I and the work we have done in the White House, we will continue to strengthen the Affordable Care Act and make prescription drugs affordable for all Americans. We fight for a future where every worker
Moonchild, thank you for joining. So happy to have you
pass
here.
the PRO Act and end union busting once and for all, and Bob Casey will help us do that. We see and know and fight for a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. And so we will continue to build what I call an opportunity economy, so that every American has an opportunity to buy a home or start a business or build intergenerational wealth and have a future that matches their dreams and ambitions and aspirations. Because, of
Jim,
course, that's the
thank
nature
you.
of who we are as Americans. We have dreams. We can see what is possible unburdened by what has been. We have aspirations. We have ambitions. And the system that is a good system is one that supports that and allows people the opportunity to go where they can see and imagine themselves to be. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about an opportunity economy. We fight for a future where every senior can retire
Thank you, Jim.
with dignity.
That's so
and
nice.
so we will continue to defend Social Security and Medicare and pensions and pensions and pensions.
Wow. Opportunity economy is a great buzzer. It's just a great
will continue
word.
to strengthen
Phrase.
America's manufacturing sector. And on that point, the president mentioned it. U.S. Steel is an historic American company, and it is vital for our nation to maintain strong American steel companies, and I couldn't agree more with President Biden. U.S. Steel should remain American-owned and American-operated. And I will always have the back of America's steelworkers. And all of America's workers. So, friends, 64 days, until the most election of our lives, and probably one of the most important in the life of our nation, truly. And we know this is going to be a tight race to the very end. It's going to be a tight race to the very end. So let's not pay too much attention to those polls, because as unions and labor knows best, we know what it's like to be the underdog. And we are the underdog in this race. And we have some hard work then ahead of us. But here's the beauty of us in this room. We like hard work. Hard work is good work.
That's right.
Hard work is joyful work. And so in this fight, I will continue to count on the strength, the determination, and the hard work of the leaders in this room to knock on doors, to get folks to the polls, and bluntly put, because the people in here do it, to help us win Pennsylvania.
That's right.
So today I ask, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America?
Yes.
And are we ready to fight for it?
Absolutely.
And when we fight, we win.
We win.
God bless you. God bless America.
Wow. Oh, look at that crowd. Look at that crowd. Wow. They cut the sound. That was awesome. That was incredible. How'd you all like that? Shout out to Peter, gifting 40 subs. Shout out to Jim, 5 subs or memberships. I know I want to vote now too, Shell. Peter just gifted 10 more memberships. Oh my gosh. This has been great. Oh my gosh, Peter, that's so nice of you. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Peter has spent $250 so far on this little live stream. So thank you, Peter. You that's just very nice of you. And thank you. I don't know how else to say anything else, but thank you. So thank you so much. The positivity in this chat has been amazing. The community we have built here and are building is one that inspires me to do good work. So thank you all for being here. You know, you really, the act of doing this stuff can sometimes feel very lonely. So it's just me and a camera talking to myself when I'm doing these. So having these live streams is so nice because we really are building a community here, and it's nice to be able to just feel that. And I just feel like we are on the verge of something really awesome. And it's just so great to be able to share that with all of you. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for a great stream. Peter is the Oprah of the chat. Thank you all. So it has been very meaningful for me. This experience. You might not know my lore, but I literally started this channel 3 months ago. 3 months ago to the day, actually. And I had 0 subscribers, and now I have 161,000. And I think because of Peter, now like probably close to 150 memberships. So thank you so much. This is just, it's become bigger than I ever possibly could imagine. And also it just feels like it's just beginning. So I'm incredibly grateful for all of you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And I've got a question for you. Are you ready to work every single day to the next 64 days to make sure Kamala Harris becomes the next president of the United States, to end Donald Trump's political career for once and for all, to make sure that we defend our democracy and that we have something? We have elections. Are you ready to fight for all of that? Because I'm ready to fight. I think in my own way, this is how I'm kind of trying to contribute. But I want to say that, it's up to each and every one of us to do what we can to make sure that we take this election all the way to the goal. I don't know. I'm making sports metaphors, but I'm not really a sports person. But you know what I mean? And so I hope the reason why I do these live streams is because I want to energize you. We can't all go to a rally, but we can feel the energy of one in our homes. So that's why I like to do these together, because the whole point of a rally is community. And one of the great benefits of fighting for what you believe in and fighting for your community is it builds community. And so I like having these live streams because I think it has a way of energizing people who are the most willing and ready to make sure that democracy is saved in November. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to do a video later. So watch out for that. Thank you all for being here. I love you all so much. This has been great. I couldn't be more excited. In a week, there's going to be a debate, and I will see you there. That will probably be the next live stream, is debate. So, and Dwayne just gifted 5 memberships, so the gifts keep coming. Alberto has a good point. We can't look at the polls. We just can't. Got to keep going until November 5th. Don't get complacent. We are watching the debate. Yes, we are 100% watching the debate. It's on ABC, so we can watch it, I think, without copyright strikes. So yeah, we will watch the debate in a week. It's in a week. So thank you all so much. I'm going to end it there. And it has been so lovely spending this time with you. We had 700 people, more or less, the entire stream. That's awesome. Used to be we would get 60. So thank you all for the gifts, Dwayne, Peter, Jim. Thank you all for your donations and your super chats and all that. So we will do more. We will do more live. I think I'll do a live stream on Sunday anyway. There's gonna be a Sunday live stream. I think I'm gonna do a different time. I know everyone likes 4:30. I'm gonna do a different time. I think I'm gonna try 7 o'clock and see if that is better for folks. I just think I've only done so many, so maybe 7 o'clock would be better. So I'll see you Sunday, and then I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay? See you all soon. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye-bye.